don't do that!
Imagine waking up surrounded by 3 brutally murdered bodies. Not only that, in that same instant you realize they're your best friends and that you're the one who killed them. What if I told you, despite all that, you're not the killer and you're not the villain? Let's go back to the beginning. We met Bear, shy young man, confessing his love to his girlfriend, admitting he's in feeling for her for a while. But we quickly learn he's actually just rehearsing with the waitress at her restaurant. This makes me and Ian girlfriend embarrassed, except for that restaurant girl who's absolutely thrilled about it. Bear goes home to find that the only creature that ever confessed feeling to him in his life, his cat, has died. Upset, he threw it in the trash, but notices the bathroom medicine cabinet is open and the pills are gone. So he concludes the cat was poisoned. Keep this in mind, it's better later. Bear lays on his bed as he's carrying endless rudeness. When the phone rings, it's Nikki, Crush. She tells him they're all meeting tonight and she has something important to tell him. While talking, her necklace falls down the drain. Bear presses her to say what is it, and she reveals she's quitting her job and moving away for a different life. Bear summons his 5 cents worth of courage and tells her he's coming over. Since he's a gentleman and no one but him knows it, he decided to bring her a replacement necklace. He can't find one, so he stumbles across Wish of Fortune shopping. Despite the shopkeeper's warning about how dangerous the device is, he buys it anyway. True to horror movie tradition, we have no idea what was going through his head to think this was a great gift for Nikki. At the friends gathering, Bear again gathered his 5 cent courage and decided to do nothing. Afterward, he takes advantage of Nikki wanting a ride home to drive her himself. After an awkward conversation, they arrive at her place, and he decided to tease her by calling her Freaking Nikki. Despite how odd it is, he managed to annoy her. She even asks, "Why are you acting like this? Do you like me?" Right at that moment, Bear gathers his courage and tells her it is nothing, that he think of her only as a sister. Nikki goes home. Bear remembers his silly gift and decided to vent his frustration into it, wishing that Nikki would love him more than anyone else in the world. He looks up to find Nikki stand in front of his car immediately. While it's obvious she wants to sleep with him, it is even more obvious she's acting strangely. She insists on going to Bear's place. They do, and the next morning Bear tells Ian what happened, saying he's become suspicious of Nikki. Nikki comes to Bear's house at night and apologizes for her strange behavior the night before, claiming she was under the influence of a drug and that her father has cancer. Even though Bear senses something is wrong, he decides to think only of himself and live out the American dream with Nikki. On a dinner date, Ian's consciousness kicks in and he calls Bear to tell him Nikki has always seen him as a little brother, that something is off, and that her father doesn't actually have cancer. Bears go back and ask Nikki about her father's condition, and for the first time, Nikki loses her temper.
Oh, don't do that!
In genuinely disturbing way. Bear calms her down to keep living the American dream anyway. Things escalate. Nikki watches him sleep, cuts his hair, and tapes the exit door shut to force him to stay. Even though Bear tells her he's scared and asks her to act normal, she decides to respond with the most normal things imaginable. She makes him a sandwich out of his dead cat's ribs as an expression of her love. Later, Ian tells Bear again that something wrong with Nikki. Honestly, not sure why Ian is this invested. They all met up at night without her, means Nikki. Bear calls the wish shop's customer service to cancel the wish. The rep tells him to go screw himself and that the only solution is for one of them to die. Bear comes home to find Nikki has eaten a bug salad. She realizes what she's done and goes to shower. In this moment, Bear gathers his 5 cent courage, tells you to subscribe to the channel, then announces he going out with the guys without her. As you expected, we find Nikki and the rest of the group together, and Nikki starts saying strange things. During the night out, Bear is about to kiss someone, and here we see Nikki's true face, which tells us everything. Suddenly, Nikki grabs the bottle and hits herself in the head. Nikki has now completely lost control, and for the millionth time, Bear decided to keep going with their relationship anyway. Bear tells Nikki to just be herself and that he needs some space, but Nikki quickly threatens him and he realizes he's basically become her hostage. For no clear reason, Sarah messages Bear at night saying she has something important to tell him. Bear responds and goes to her, assuming Nikki's asleep. Meanwhile, the real Nikki wakes up and tells him she's suffering, begs him to kill her, and says she doesn't want to be with him. Selfishly, Bear replies, "What's so bad about being with me?" Here, we fully understand this creature. The wish came true into the most extreme way possible, and we might feel a flicker of sympathy for him. But he's proven throughout the film that he only thinks of himself, and that to him, love means taking, not giving. Bear meets Sarah, who tells him Ian needs to be Nikki's boyfriend, and she decides she wants to kiss him to make up for it. She has no idea that what she's asking for is a kiss of death. In one fleeting moment, Bear goes back to Wish Shop and buys the last 2 pills, trying to reverse his wish, but he's only allowed 1. He goes to Ian and asks him to use his wish to end Nikki's obsession with him. Ian, of course, doesn't buy any of it and wishes for $1 billion instead. Here is Ian's face after the wish comes true. And here is Bear's face. Money really isn't everything. Bear comes home to find Sarah at his place, a lesson for anyone who doesn't take a hint, and finds Nikki has completely lost it. He slips past her and heads to the bathroom, while Nikki screams and bonds on the door. He grabs a gun to kill himself, but is too much of a coward, so he decided to end his life the way his cat did. How poetic. Oh, by this point, Nikki has already killed Ian. Back to Bear, a strange look suddenly comes over him, and he walks out of the bathroom to face Nikki before he dies. We learn Nikki made her own wish for Bear to become obsessed with her. Since Bear is now dead, the wish or curse lifts for Nikki, and she finds all her friends murdered around her. Even though Nikki's ending feels far worse, she'll likely spend the rest of her life in a prison living with this nightmare.